What did I say to piss you off this time, baby?
Who is the Negro in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, I say. Who is the Negro in your neighborhood when you're running from his ass each day?
Black people don't hope, we wish.
Something that crazy could only come from you.
Right now you live in belief. You want to believe things. Belief is ignorance. Right knowledge is to know. You understand that? Belief is ignorance because belief is the acceptance of things that you do not know. And every one of your prayers end with Amen. Let me hear you say amen. Oh, let me hear you say amen. Amen, which is the ancient Egyptian god Amun, and the rock was the sun in us as the original people of the sun. And we roam the earth millions of years, 17,250,000 years to be exact, before Adam was created 49,000 years ago. Now, we don't know good people from bad. We don't know good food from bad. We don't know good music from bad. We don't know anything, and we were the ones who knew everything. And so they put us under a spell. What kind of spell? The spell of ghost worship. You understand? Ghost worship. And they said gospel, ghost spell. All you know is what they told you, and you have belief in what they told you. When we were in our right state of Elohim, we didn't have beliefs. We knew because we were the gods that everybody worshipped. They made us hate the rising of the sun by telling us, make sure you don't make fudge while the sun is rising. That's because we were sun people. People trying to get away from the sun made us start hating the sun. How'd they make you hate your hair? No, by telling you to pick cotton. The moment we stop combing our hair and cutting our hair and putting our feet on the grass again, things are going to start opening. We lost our eye and our light is dim.
Live from New York to Jamaica to Cali to the Bay, Algeria, Paris, Norway, Belgium, Africa to Egypt, Domo, Mexico, Beaucoup, Zulu, Akincha, Rastafari. Live from Ground Zero, it's the fastest 30 minutes on air. Your boom shakalaka radio show. Bust That Ass Radio, 83.17 FMX, and the X stands for You Never Saw Me Coming, We Never Saw I Was That Dumbass. Home to the black Lenny Bruce on the loose, who's better than that balding mini-me, too pump of a chump of a boyfriend. And yes, I'll run rings around that flat ass like Saturn, so test me, bitch. And if I say anything to offend you, then I'm doing my motherfucking job, because you have the option of turning me off, but I keep turning you on again and again and again. It's the new style. Our weekend review on all things colorist in America. It's Cash Ass, so let's ride, bitches. And you know how we start this shit off with a little racist entitlement. When it goes a little something like this on my first question of the day.
Yo, it is the Cinco de Mayo weekend, and the question of the day starts a little like this. Does it look funny that the day after the party when there are party bodies left out in the street from a blank celebration of how racist do you think you have to be without a boot on your tap card? That's the card that you use to get on the bus and shit and everything. But could be when the celebration was supposed to enliven the knowledge of both the id and the ego. You be the judge. Happy Cinco de Mayo, y'all bunch of drunk bastards. It is a day celebrating not how to be a baracho in the Catholic Church, but I do wonder if the Pope is knowing anything about this hidden condition on the first Sunday of the month, especially when everybody got their welfare checks. Okay. Now, I know niggas better know about this shit before y'all go back to reading the tripe of it at the fucking metro train station. You know, the shit, I mean, come on. I mean, city council thinks it's blind art. Oh, just had a little history, don't fucking know something at least for today. Check it. In 1861, the liberal Mexican president Benito Juarez became president of Mexico. Mexico was forced to default on its debts, on his debts, okay? The whole country of Mexico had to forfeit their debt behind Benito Juarez. Sounds like a cartel, okay? Defaulted on his debts to European governments. In response, France, Britain, and Spain sent naval forces to Veracruz. You know, the place founded and named after a black slave. Yes. Yes. The Eurocracker demanded reimbursement. Britain and Spain negotiated with Mexico and withdrew. But France, on the other hand, ruled by Napoleon III, pulled a hostile corporate takeover move and decided to use the opportunity to get a piece of the American ass. So, in 1861, an undefeated French fleet stormed Veracruz, landing a large French force and driving President Juarez and his government into retreat. Keep in mind that this was during the American Civil War. You know, the North versus the South shit. From 1861 to 1865. Well, first off, on May 5th of 1862, General Ignacio Zaragoza, Seguin Mexican army of 3,000 soldiers, defeated Napoleon III's French army of 8,000 soldiers in a major ass whooping in a little town called Puebla de Los Angeles. Oh, they didn't write that shit on the wall now, did they? They didn't say that, Veracruz was founded by a slave. Shit, Los Angeles was founded by a black man. What the fuck? Okay? It marked the first time the French were ever defeated and thus started, as they say, a trend with the frogs ever since. Though they protected the institution of prostitution better than we do, still, a pansy ass is a pansy ass. How does Quep even put up with you? What the fuck? Alright? The day of the Battle Puebla marked a significant victory not only for the Mexican army, but also a significant victory for the Americas. So here's the paradigm shift. During the American Civil War, the French were supplying the South with much needed supplies and weapons. Okay, so the French were pretty much supplying the South, which means they were in support of slavery, which is the reason why they're kissing our asses right now. If the Mexican army would have lost the battle, France would have had a base in the Americas to aid the Confederates. French, Georgia, Union Jack. Gotta love it. Instead, they settled on kissing our asses by making the Statue of Liberty from a black woman's model. Can anybody say, parlez-vous français? Or, frère Jacques? Or where's my vodka is more the word for it. Or, how about this? I picked them fields clean, massa. If anything, niggas owe a bit of gratitude, don't you think? Little brown brothers ain't the enemy. It's the ideology or worship of the whiter mind that freedom and opportunity exist when divide and conquer rules are competitive within a white corporate structure. Hey, I didn't invent this shit, all right? I did not invent that shit at all. Motherfuckers live on it daily. You know what it is? It's called democracy. Think about it. I'll be black after this.
Niggers, Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different chanks stink. Where would I start? Well, first of all, they're lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters, crack-smoking swindlers, big butt having, wide nose breathing all the white man's air. They eat up all the chickens. They think they're the best dancers, and they stink. Did I mention that before?
Yes, I believe you did, sir.
Niggers, Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different chanks stink.
He was the only Negro we'd ever had around here. He was the only Negro we'd ever had around here. So we figured we'd make it easier on Clayton by just telling him and all the other blind kids that he was white.
Ah, yes, my Skittle Facebook report. All the stuff I find on my Facebook. Amazing, shocking, but true. This one in from Ass Buster Shakim Zulu King Shabazz Zulu. A big post of more of our clandestine history not found in school learning anywhere. It shows two dead niggas strapped to trees by chains. It says, the black youth be like, I never seen this before. Welcome to Babylon, bitches. Oh, that's right. You are Babylon. This one in from Ashbuster Matria 1. A pic post of both Tupac and Assata Shakur. It says Tupac's aunt is America's most wanted female terrorist. Next to Princess Diana, only the Queen of England could come close for the murder. But you don't hear Interpol make a move under a buried investigation with little evidence under racism. I mean, come on. Who was Dodie, right? And finally from Assbuster, the reunion of Black Family Worldwide. A pic post of a starving child holding a sign with the stars and stripes behind him. It says, one day the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich. Can you say equal opportunity soylent byproduct? Comes in 2 flavors, chocolate and vanilla. Or vanilla for that matter. But since we're in an international market, ask why the vanilla comes in one color when chocolate gives you an all-natural rainbow. Oh shit, y'all know what I'm about to do here. Come on, let's go. Sing this shit now.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Bring it on down.
Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.
Sing it, bitches.
At the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big day. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Waka Borka! Oh shit. So what's the count now? 2 mil? Fucking funny. I mean, has the federal government ever, and I mean ever, hunted down and persecuted any of the white racist motherfuckers of the Ku Klux Klan? And why are they still in business on the Senate floor of perpetual Jim Crow? Fuck no. Check it. As you all know, it's been a scant 40 plus years since Assata Shakur seen any parts of the United States, unlike Mumia Abu-Jamal, who is still a socio-political prisoner of a racist justice system. She made it to Cuba as a cop killer. Yeah, better you than me. When Assata Shakur was convicted of killing Werner Forrester, not only had the Black Panther Party been labeled by then FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover as quote-unquote the greatest internal threat to American security, but Assata herself had been thoroughly criminalized in the minds of the American public. Included on a short list of many people who had made that call and were either criminalized, terrorized, killed, or blacklisted are, and this goes on to say, Paul Robeson, Martin Luther King, Schwerner, Cheney, and Goodman, Medgar Evers, and Ida B. Wells. When we consider Assata Shakur living under political asylum in Cuba, we believe the nation is exercising its political sovereignty and in no way harboring a terrorist. Oh no! Why would the United States government ever consider that, of which we successfully inbreed in many Middle East democracies and drug cartels, when America sponsors their own puppet terrorist factions to simply keep the war machine going? Can you name every place that still has a UN embargo or a hefty sanction because they wouldn't quote-unquote buy into that shit, or they couldn't be bought? What the fuck? I'm still waiting on Rush Limbaugh to get the fuck out of the country with his lying fat white ass. Cubans see Assata, as I and many others in my community do, as a woman who was and is persecuted for her political beliefs. When the federal government raised the bounty on her head this May, which is what, on fucking Thursday, to 2 mil, one official declared that Assata was merely 120 pounds of money. Damn, isn't that written in the Constitution too? Is what, a third of a man? Sheesh. For many of us in the black community, she would never been so reduced. For many of us in the black community, she was and remains, to use her own words, an escaped slave, a heroine. Not unlike Harriet Tubman. The fucking funny, yo? Lord Obama's redneck regime's latest attack on Assata is that while they vigorously pursued her extradition a few years ago, using it as a bargaining chip for lifting the embargo itself against Cuba, but they've been so lackadaisical with the shit in pursuing the extradition to Venezuela of an admitted terrorist, Florida resident Luis Posada Carreras. Okay, now Carreras is living here in the United States, okay? A known terrorist. But he's likely responsible for blowing up the Cuban airline in 1976, an act which claimed the lives of some 73 innocent civilians. And still, Guantanamo Bay has a hunger strike. Fuck, man. I'm glad my fucking vote counts for some shit.
Fucking face.
Ha ha, bitches. Oh yeah, ain't nothing like being a cop killer. Oh shit, you gotta fucking love it. Oh, this in from The Wire, dirty condoms. Weird shit hit. Weird shit on the hood norm or the news you don't see on Channel Zero. Okay, so I'm sitting here in Sunshine House Cities, as you know. We had a raid this week. Me and my homies was watching the NBA playoffs. Unfortunately, both our teams lost. And yes, Kobe, sue your mother. Okay? Then, all of a sudden, there was a rapid knocking on my door, which only invited trouble. Now, I keep a peaceful house and shit. So it seems that, like, my next door neighbor, Mario, was getting the shit beat out of him by his fucking deranged brother. Shit. Quick call to 911. Police drag that ass away. Senior abuse, you know? And it's all in the Hispanic community. They keep this shit locked up under the key. Probably over a novella. That's what they're probably fighting over. Either that or some bad popcorn. New flock of knuckleheads at the Olympic, and they are so spanking new, so I won't rat these assholes out just yet. I just might as well let the house snitch inside the hotel do that for me. Hey, the motherfucker's on my payroll. What the fuck? Depends if I'm bored, though. I mean, fuck it. I went to the docks and noticed. You know, you ever go to the doctors and shit and you notice that everybody's like standing in line and so forth, but I was like noticing how upsetting privilege, you know, how upsetting privilege for crackers can be when they're in the same line as the homeless. Now, I'm asking myself, is this the Christian mode or is this something that these motherfuckers just continuously espouse to be like their full-fledged entitlement out this motherfucker? And yet, I'm the hypocrite? Looks like the pool is getting wider by the fucking minute, don't you think?
Well, I just want to see what it's all about. This hate, this violence. If it keeps up, you'll be giving the white people all the reason they need to kill you.
Blacks have been exploited, raped, and murdered since this country began.
Son, you know I like to hear it from the horse's mouth.
White man, ain't you a bitch with your shit?
How would you? It became a song. Now, I don't want to whine and whimper. This is the old and the new. Where you come in, I was too, and left to go left, and you come right in. There is no one you know closer than you know me, except me knowing you. You was there. You felt the stare of the streets, the wind screaming. You submit to these motherfuckers, you ain't shit.
There's been some weird shit going on. Cultural nepotism. Put the cows on down and do the wop. What, y'all Mooskies started to be, exception to the fucking rule when it comes to international racism? Guess what? Everything you fucking do is now on air. Then grab your boot polish and get together. That lip gloss for the neo-Nazi. When you're at it, check it. Italy's first black minister has responded to a barrage of sexist and racial insults by saying she is proud to be black, not colored, and that Italy is not a racist country. Really? They don't like black soccer players who were born there, so what makes, this political hole any fucking different? She has been the subject of taunts on far-right websites, which have branded her with such names as Congolese monkey, Zulu, and the black anti-Italian. She also faced race-tinged insults from Mario Borghezio, an European Parliament member of the pro-devolution Northern League, which has been allied in the past with the former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. In reference to Chienghi Letta, Borghezio called Letta's coalition a quote-unquote bunga government, a play on the bunga antics under Berlusconi, and said she herself appeared to be a good housewife but not a minister. What the fuck? Obviously she had landed in a predominantly quote-unquote white male arena of goombas. Millions of immigrants left Italy in the 19th and 20th centuries, but the country has had difficulties integrating citizens from other countries who come seeking work. After Mussolini, who the fuck would stay around to be labeled a traitor to the Third Reich when selling out was a way of survival? Yes, I know. The Italian mafia is in waste management, and they successfully wasted a lot of decades propping the machismo harder than my Conspicalino compatriots here. Chienghi, who is married to an Italian, mixed marriage, said she did not view Italy as a particularly racist country and believed that hostile attitudes stem mainly from ignorance. They're still listening to James Brown, It's a Man's World, or are they waiting for the zombie resurrection of Mussolini? Whole lot of black magic afoot, right? When a woman takes up public office, sexist aggression sets off against her, and whether simple gossip or violent, it's always uses the same vocabulary of humiliation and submission. Then again, the culture of macro-minded wife beaters still has yet to get rid of the wife beater t-shirt epidemic, especially when you have regular cases of Italian women being murdered or abused by their men. Can you save, quote-unquote, future human rights abusers? If not, they sell wife beaters by the box wholesale in the back alley in downtown LA, right next to motherfucking Skid Row, bitch. God damn, man. What the fuck is y'all thinking about, right?
This morning things weren't working right. I said I wanna make a change. I said I wanna fight. Obama walked up and said yes we can. I said I wanna ride your nuts cause I think you're the man. Now I'm dick riding Obama. Now I'm dick riding Obama. Now I'm dick riding Obama. Dick riding for tomorrow, dick riding for today, dick riding for the straight, dick riding for the gay, dick riding for America, dick riding for Iraq. It's okay to ride that dick just as long as it's Barack's, and now we're dick riding.
Yes, and now we come to the budding of the show, and the only way to put a perspective on that which gives you a gas fake, you gotta take both your thumbs and pry open the vertical mouthpiece and look that brown eye straight in the eye and pull the trigger on that person, place the thing that's causing madness and strife in your life. On a 1, 2, 3, and a mighty woo-saw, just breathe in and stab the cabin as we count. A 1, and a 2, and a 3. And y'all know what we do. This is a mighty woo-saw. Asshole of the day. Damn. Burn, Cali, burn. Yeah, shit's burning out here. Fuck it. What motherfuckers is going to, what motherfuckers is going to arrest nature for burning your shit up out here. Hell, in Babylon, right? Okay. Enough to make a motherfucker make plans, even if the police let you out of jail by mistake. I mean, shit, it only becomes a bigger suspect in a much bigger problem. Check it. Meet your greatest idiot since the gubernator, Governor Jerry Brown. I don't know how many times I busted his asshole, but it's obvious when the county is hell-bent on, quote-unquote, staying afloat above bankruptcies that the county suffered, it becomes apparent that the penal system cannot be the same as it cannot be the same as any of its scammy fucking businesses when it comes to conditional disposability of its user's product. FYI, that means you, dumbass. With a threat of contempt proceeding, those proceedings were hanging over his administration. Brown and his top prison officials on Friday reluctantly offered a plan to meet a court-ordered deadline for ending the state's prison overcrowding crisis, while at the same time vowing to appeal to the Supreme Court. State officials outlined how they would just reduce the prison population by about 10,000 inmates over the next year, hoping to satisfy the three-judge panel that last month blasted the government for failing to comply with the 2009 order requiring California to reduce its population by about 110,000 by this summer. At its 33 prisons, well below highs, that have reached 160,000 in the past. The federal judge found the prisons remains overstuffed, warning the state that California still houses far more prisoners than its system is designed to house. And the fucking funny, the same system that screams like a poor rich man's wallet. You know the call. I have so much money. I'm broker than a bum on Skid Row bullshit. Okay? No, they just too fucking stingy with their resources and fear that they'll portray themselves as anything less than a cup of shitty noodles. The easiest way to let someone out, call it a clerical mishap, and recycle the same prison happy jackasses year long. What the fuck? Okay, the judges previously found the state's prisons are far over capacity and that they failed to provide adequate medical and mental health care for the nation's largest prison population. Look, this is the world's largest insane asylum. Of course, we got a bunch of crazy bastards out here. All right, Senate President Pro Tem Darrell Steinberg, Jew, said he supports Brown's appeal to the Supreme Court, accusing the federal courts of, quote-unquote, ignoring the massive reform and reduction of prison population over the past few years. So you mean to say that after the smoke and mirrors and another massive fucking year of red tape, prison conditions will grow by the size of hiding or buffering unemployment opportunities to flax figures of government reparations? Nobody has to step to the owner of the largest penal system and ask the bastard, could you take a pay cut and stop living off the backs of the criminally enslaved, you think? Then again, the Police Board of Internal Affairs is looking into prison abuses against its inmates, a strategic change in who heads the investigation sure as fuck adds up to the conspiracy. And who else would shuffle the deck to exit with 80% of the state's money when they retire out of the office when douchebagging the laws he upheld at the state level? Shit, all you gotta do is take profiling, stop and frisk and racism out of the training manuals, and stop statewide extortion from the municipal and Supreme Courts and jail systems, and the corporate bitches more often, and incorporate bitches more often. Then time served would mean something other than the reason to keep sucking that massive, big ass, motherfucking government and Sherman Block's wrinkled ass dick. Yep, Jerry Brown, the monkey in a weasel suit. You are the asshole every day.
This morning things weren't working right. I said I wanna make a change. I said I wanna fight.
Spark that shit up. And let's fly.
I'm not saying that the struggle is over.
It's something to do, it's my right. Fight for it.
I'm not saying that the struggle is over. I'm not saying that the struggle is over. I'm not saying that the struggle is over. I'm not saying that the struggle is over.
Thus ends the weekend review. If you missed it, then play it again until you get it. You can say moving forward like a yacht, but you know I'm ahead of your bullshit. This has been your radio show, Bust That Ass Radio, 83.17 FMX, and X stands for you didn't see me coming when you never saw I was at. All up in your ass. Steady shot like a room, pum pum harder than ever, booty bubbles and dirty condoms. Music provided by Omega 7 Records, the mothership connection in the biggest underground music scene ever. Check us out on mush777.wix.com/bust-that-space-ass-radio and leave a stinky on our blog, Dirty Condoms. And Job One Up Networks at mush777.wix.com/omega7om7, the only community arts and entertainment nonprofit in the world. So get linked in, cause it's all about cash or ass. So see you in the street, bitches. Roogie.